What's going on, everybody? It's Metsu here, and in this video we're going to be reviewing patch 1.0.5 now that it's been released and we've had time to play it. A good but lackluster update. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Starting off with the good things. The good things that came and that are the most noticeable would be, first, the private matches. Now, private matches only apply to PvE and not PvP. Why? I don't know. This was... I don't know, it's such a weird decision. Hopefully private matches come to PvP as well down the line. But when it comes to PvE, it's really cool that now you can play solo or up to 2 other friends, be it 2-player co-op or even 3-player co-op without bots. This makes the game extremely fun and throws in a whole new style of challenge with the amount of zombies that can just swarm you at once. The next thing is the addition of Tokyo 3. Tokyo only had 2 missions, be it 2 chapters, and we were missing a third. With this update, we now have that 3rd chapter, and this map is actually really good. I put down that this map is great. This map expands upon the fact that Tokyo is, honestly, the most engaging episode of them all. Having a civilian talk to you in the beginning, and then seeing an ally get mauled right in front of you is honestly amazing. Now, that sounds bad, but from a creative standpoint, and, you know, just making the level, it's really cool, honestly. So, there's other goodies in the map that I won't spoil, but for the most part, that's really cool. Next up is the new zombie. The new zombie I honestly didn't think posed a threat, since its specialty is to vomit on you, in which case infects you if you don't clean yourself fast enough. So the moment you get infected, you can just hold down square or whatever button you have to press, be it you're on PC or Xbox, to clean yourself, and that's about it. The zombie doesn't pose any other threat than that. Now, I then soon realized that when it comes to being in the mix of a horde, this zombie is very dangerous. Recalling upon a time that I had a swarm on me and I had to quickly expose of them to avoid taking damage while I cured myself, well, cleaned myself, because I noticed that the virus can actually infect you pretty freaking fast. So when it comes to being in the mix of a horde, this zombie is very dangerous and needs to be disposed of quickly. And then the other perk that this zombie has is that upon shooting it, it may look like it's dead, but you either have to shoot it a little bit more times or go ahead and finish it off with the melee if you have that access. Alright, so something that's universal when it comes to PvE and PvP is the addition of the FOV slider. So this game used to be very up close, and you know, if you do so choose to, you can still play that way. However, if you do want to change the field of view, we now have that option. So for me, I play on max because I honestly like the way that it looks like I'm speedrunning everything, and it just makes the game look that much more epic. So I think that in PvE, I like it more up close, it's more engaging, but then for PvP, I like it maxed out because it looks like, again, I'm speedrunning everything and I'm just running around the map whooping everybody. So the addition of the FOV slider is amazing. Now, speaking upon the PvP, the big hitter is that it now has a class change feature. So this feature is honestly really minor, seeing that other games have it as well, but having it in PvP just feels so good. So as of recent, I like choosing a class, playing with it, and then say if we're in the lead and I die, I like to switch over to the trapper and see how heavy I can hold down an area by putting down claymores and, you know, switch up the gameplay style. If I notice that a lot of people are using shotguns, I can now switch to shotguns and say, oh, you want to use shotguns? Let me show you how to use a shotgun. Oh, you want to use the bullpup? Let me show you how to use the bullpup. Oh, we're in the lead? Let me go ahead and lay back, relax, and try to snipe people now until they catch back up, and now I can switch my class again and then catch us back up. So there's a lot of playstyle variation now when it comes to PvP, very similar to other games, to where you can switch your class and adjust to different situations. So this is something that is very good when it comes to PvP, and really the only thing that affected PvP outside of the FOV slider in it being fun. So lastly, let's talk about the big hitters, the heavy hitters that is carrying this patch until we receive our next one. The first one is definitely the challenge of playing the whole game solo or up to 2 other friends. Before, you were forced to play with bots or other people, be it 1 other person, 2 other people, or 3 other people, and you had to play the game strictly 4-player co-op. Now, if you do so choose to, you could play the whole game solo, in which case is very, very challenging and is very cool. Or you could play, 2 people, 3 people, and just switch up the game entirely. When you play with 1 less person or 2 less people or even 3 less people, you really see how this game's difficulty can change dramatically. So we have easy, or I think we have very easy, normal, hard, very hard, and insane, or something along those lines. But now, along those difficulties that we can change, we can now add additional difficulty by changing the amount of people that we play with. So this is probably the biggest thing about this update that is definitely carrying it, and honestly the craziest thing about this update. So I think that this feature right here is honestly the shining peak of it. Now, a lot of people may disagree, saying, oh, but what about the new Tokyo map? It doesn't hold nearly as much weight as this feature, due to the fact that once you play that Tokyo map, you can only play it but so many times. Playing it on each difficulty, seeing the same exact thing over and over again. But, again, with being able to being able to play with a different amount of people changes the game dramatically. So this feature alone holds a lot more weight than just adding 1 new map. The next thing is definitely the new zombie. Swarms were already hard to deal with, but now with the addition of this new zombie, as previously stated and talked upon, this zombie can cause an even bigger issue when it comes to swarms. So this makes the game a lot more engaging, with having to deal with swarms and saying, okay, do we have this said zombie mixed in here? We need to go ahead and take that zombie out as soon as possible. That way we don't have to deal with it. And then lastly is the class change mid-game when it comes to PvP. The FOV slider is great and all, but honestly, the game is still good without it. It was definitely well needed. It's a great feature, but it doesn't hold nearly as much weight when it comes to the class change mid-game. Changing your class mid-game in PvP is loads of fun. Loads and loads and loads of fun. My favorite thing about it, as I previously said, is that I love seeing the playstyle of their players and then being able to counter that upon death. Like, for example, one match, the whole entire team ended up using shotguns. The combat shotgun. That shotgun is amazing. The thing is crazy. Probably needs a nerf in, range. But anyway, I noticed that I tried to switch up to using the shotgun, and I was bopping them a little bit, but when you have 2-3 people against 1 person and shotguns, safe to say I was losing a lot more. So I went ahead and switched up to using the specialists, and I started spacing them out. They could not do anything. A lot of people don't realize that if someone is rushing you down with a shotgun, shotguns are annoying, yes. However, you can just space them out. So the class change is so nice versus before. Say if, I wanted to snipe, right? And then I just started getting clapped, and I just have to wait until the match is over, and I'm like, oh man, if only I could switch to this class. Oh man, I'd body. Now I can do that, and everyone else can too. So this was the review for patch 1.0.5. It was a very good update, but a very lackluster update compared to what we wanted and how long we waited. Now, we have other updates coming, of course, in the roadmap, but this update really felt lackluster for it to be a quote-unquote roadmap update. Hopefully we get more packaged updates in the long run, because this one, it had a lot of stuff in it, but a lot of the things weren't really noticeable. It was a lot of bug fixes, a lot of weapon adjustments, and AI adjustments, but in the end the game kind of plays the same. But of course, bug fixes, weapon adjustments, AI adjustments help the game play smoother and overall better the game in general, so they are definitely appreciated. But feature wise, very, very lackluster. So you guys tell me what you guys thought about this update. Now that you've had time to play it, you've had time to review it yourself, and you guys tell me, what did you like most about it? Did you like the addition of the new zombie? Did you like that some of the weapons got an 8% damage buff, if you could tell that difference? Did you like the fact that now that when you kill lurkers, the time has been tripled for when another lurker spawns in that specific spot? What features did you guys like out of the patch notes of 1.0.5? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be down there liking, hearting, and replying back to you guys. This was Metsu Jake, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.